Which person do you respect more? The person that's worked really hard and put in a ton of effort to get where they are? Or the person that's just naturally gifted, where things just come easily to them? Because a lot of people say they respect hard work. But is that the truth, or does it just feel good to say? In my previous videos on Spezzatura, I talk about the art of concealing effort to achieve grace. And I wound up getting a lot of comments from people saying they actually prefer when they see the work and the journey behind someone's success. But I actually wanted to see if that held up when examined. So I did some digging and I found this study by a Harvard psychologist and a Juilliard-trained pianist turned psychologist. In it, they wanted to see how people assess talent and what experts actually attend to when they judge. But even more interesting, they wanted to see whether stated beliefs actually matched real-life choices. So how do they do this? Well, they gathered 103 trained musicians and gave them 2 profiles. The profiles were similar, but 3 sentences differed between them. The first sentence that differed covered the musician's practice routine. Second covered their entry into the field, and third was a colleague's evaluation. One profile implied motivation and perseverance, the striver, and the other implied innate facility, the natural. The participants were then played 20-second clips attributed to each profile, but both clips came from the same recording, just different segments so the skill level was held equivalent. But before they were played anything, they made their stated beliefs first. And the researchers found that effortful training was rated as more valuable than innate ability. Not surprising, I think that lines up with what most of us would believe as well. But then came the actual judgments. So after listening to the recordings, the participants rated on a 9-point scale. 4 evaluation items. First, the musician's talent relative to other professionals. Second, their likelihood of future professional success. Third, their ability to overcome obstacles in their career. And fourth, the participants' willingness to hire them. So what do you think the results look like? Because I know how effortlessness and natural ability are perceived anecdotally and in theory. But in practice, does it actually hold up? Well, what the researchers found was for the first criteria of talent, the natural was rated higher than the striver. And same with the likelihood of future success. And same with the willingness to hire them. The only dimension the striver was rated higher on was the ability to overcome obstacles. So what does this all mean? While the experiment was run using classical music, similar results were found in entrepreneurship and in sports. And ultimately, the takeaway is that at least where the criteria are ambiguous, like with art, or leadership, or taste, there exists a naturalness bias. And this is important to acknowledge because at the bottom of hierarchies, it's easy to measure performance through something like a test score or an exam. But as you move up, the fewer of those there are, and that's where the naturalness bias reveals itself. Because what the study shows is that people with power choose to treat you differently depending on which story they've assigned to you, whether they believe you were born for it or built your way up to get it. Quite a bit I had to leave out, so if you're interested, I'll make a follow-up. I'll see you in the next one.